Hello, good morning, afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Today, we're going to go over some of the basics and some tips for your upcoming podcast interviews. First, what is a podcast? Some of you might listen to podcasts, others of you may not. A podcast is an audio based form of programming in which a host will typically talk about a particular topic that he or she likes, and more often than not, also interview guests that are knowledgeable about their given topic. There are hundreds of podcast topics ranging from sports to self improvement. I personally love the self improvement podcasts, as well as education, dramas, stories. There's about as many types of podcasts as there are types of YouTube videos. In a podcast, especially when there's an interview, there's two roles: the interviewer and the interviewee. Let's start with the role of the interviewer. In my opinion, the interviewer is the more difficult role because they are in charge of facilitating the interview. But in terms of the quality interviewer skills, I find that some of the best interviewers have strong listening skills. Strong listening skills is a must. They're also really good at asking open ended questions. When I mean open ended questions, I mean questions that encourage somebody to give a longer response. For example, are you happy today? There's only one answer, two answers, yes or no. What city are you from? Sacramento. Very short answer. A more open ended question would sound something like this: what did you appreciate most about your hometown? Why did you decide to become a teacher? How did you end up applying to JIEI to join this 6 month program? These are not questions that you can respond with just one or two words. These are questions that demand explanation. Those are the best kinds of questions. Questions that demand an explanation or a story or some kind of lengthy response. So if a podcast host can ask very open-ended questions, the next step will take care of themselves. They can let the guest talk. The best podcast interviewers are facilitators that do what they can to allow their guest to talk and to tell their stories. And one way to let the guest talk, besides asking open ended questions, is also to show strong listening skills. And using those listening skills, being able to ask important or relevant or pertinent follow up questions or statements.